Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news is from Grosse Pointe, where a house fire investigation is happening right now. I want to show you some video there from the scene now at noon. It's on Fisher in between Kercheval and Mack. The story, of course, topping our news here at noon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Evrod Cassimy. Jason Colthorpe there on the scene for us live this afternoon. Let's go to him now. Jason, what are you learning?
A lot more than I wanted to, Evrod, that's for sure. What we can confirm is this is a fatal fire that happened this morning behind me. On Fisher, the two lives that were lost were a fourth grade boy and his fifth grade brother. So they go to the local elementary school, Richard Elementary here. What happened here this morning is really unsettling. Basically, the fire started at the home, and I'm going to walk you through this step by step, but fire broke out at the home. What the firefighters discovered after they got in, first of all, neighbors reacted. Neighbors could hear screams. They could hear family. They ran to the scene. They could hear the boys yelling for help. They were unable to get out of the home. Firefighters went in and believed that they became incapacitated by the smoke at some point, were hiding from the fire. One firefighter stressed, this is why families need to have a plan. Sometimes it's too difficult. Things happen during these fires and kids can become disoriented. The reason they were home at this time is because the elementary school had a delayed start time today, and the letter just went out from the school today. In fact, the principal, I was told, was here on scene earlier, just devastated, as all the neighbors here are. This is very tight-knit. The school community devastated, and the letter went out confirming that the two boys had been killed in this fire, and that it would be certainly a day where if parents wanted to pick their kids up early from school and explain to them what happened, they were more than welcome to do that. But we're still learning a lot of things here, but it's definitely a very sad day out here for these families, and of course the family that lived here with these two boys that played soccer together, played hockey together, lost tragically in this fire that broke out this morning. Firefighters do not know how it started, but we'll be working to find that out and have much more for you later on Local 4. Everyone.
It's a very difficult story to hear. Jason, thank you for the update there. Even more sad news this afternoon. And the other story that is developing, two women killed in a car crash. You're looking at video from the scene right there on Grand River and Greenfield. That's on Detroit's west side. Our Rod Maloney joins us now live with an update. Rod?
Yeah, Everett, a double fatal accident here, and we're going to show you the intersection here where it happened. And what transpired, according to Detroit police, is that there was two women, African-American females, coming northbound on Grand River in a 2018 Nissan Sentra. They were following the flow of traffic, and DPD says that a red Envoy was going southbound on Greenfield, a man with 3 children in the car. They say that he actually ran the red light, broadsided the Nissan Sentra, and they wound it up on the sidewalk over here at Greenfield and Grand River. Now, the SUV was on its side. The blue Sentra was demolished, that half of the car essentially scooped out, and the two women were riding in the car. They were the ones that died in this accident. The driver of the red SUV, he is in critical condition at the hospital. The children who were with him, however, are in stable condition at the hospital. DPD says that they think those children are going to be okay. And it was a situation where they had to close off the street here for several hours. And in fact, they had to redirect traffic through the parking lots here in the shopping plaza. We have had no other information regarding these victims as of yet. They've withheld the information on that. And at the time, we're told, because it happened so early in the morning, about 7 o'clock, or it's just after 7 o'clock, that none of the stores were open here, so we've yet to find any eyewitnesses to tell us anything more about what happened. But we're certainly waiting for more information. We should have that later on. Reporting live in Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All righty, Rod, thank you for the update. We are following breaking news right now. It's from Detroit's west side, where a crash has closed the westbound lanes of I-94 right near Outer Drive. Police and emergency crews are there on the scene. There's no word on if there are any injuries just yet, but there is a major traffic backup, as you can imagine. Drivers being advised now to avoid the westbound side of I-94, Ford Freeway, approaching Outer Drive until all this mess is cleaned up. Police in Clinton Township now report that no one was hurt when a car crashed right through the front of the Zarelli Bakery right near Canal and Greenfield. This is from early this morning, and video from Sky 4 shows the damage to the front window of that bakery. Clinton Township police investigators are working to determine exactly what would have led up to this crash. And take a look at this scene. This is in Pittsburgh from earlier this morning. A city bus was stopped at a traffic light when all of a sudden the back of the bus started sliding down into a sinkhole that had just opened out of nowhere. There's only one passenger on board that bus. He had a minor injury. The bus driver was not hurt, but a crane had to be called in to get that bus out of that sinkhole. Pretty alarming. All right, switching gears now, we do want to get you updated on our forecast as we take a look at the Detroit skyline from across the pond or the river there at our Windsor Skycam. Meteorologist Brianna Roof standing by with an update.
Beautiful August day out there, isn't it? Wait a minute, it's the end of October, and look at these numbers flirting with 60. Already hit 60 over in Jackson. We are close to that number already in Lapeer, Port Huron, 59 Monroe. It's 57 at Metro. We have a south-southwest wind on the lighter side, but it's a warming wind. Today, the warmest of the week. We'll see temperatures around 63 with lots of sun here over the next few hours and some afternoon high clouds. Those clouds ahead of a storm that's out to the west, and it does have an impact on our weather. Today could be the last dry day in some time. We'll take a look at those wet days ahead coming up.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. We do expect to hear more today, more reaction about the life and legacy of John Conyers, who passed away at the age of 90 on Sunday. He served more than 50 years in Congress. He's the longest serving black member of Congress and the third longest serving member of Congress overall. Funeral arrangements have not been released just yet, but we do have much more on his life on our website. You can go to clickondetroit.com for that, and there you'll also find all of the reaction from local leaders. He's certainly leaving behind quite the legacy. In other news this afternoon, a key witness in the House of Representatives impeachment inquiry will not testify before Congress, and that's at the direction of his attorney. And not long ago, the chair of the House Intelligence Committee addressed his concerns.
I can understand why the president doesn't want these witnesses to come forward. What I find harder to understand is why the Republican members of this body in this House don't want these witnesses to come forward. Where is their duty to this institution? Where is their duty to the Constitution? Where is their respect for the rule of law?
Charles Kupperman, the former Deputy National Security Advisor, is waiting for a judge to decide if he is obligated to under a House subpoena. The White House sent Kupperman a letter Friday directing him not to comply, maintaining that he would be protected by constitutional immunity. In a letter to Kupperman, the three Democrats overseeing the inquiry saying the lawsuit is lacking in legal merit and an obvious and desperate tactic by the president to delay and obstruct the lawful constitutional functions of Congress. Kupperman was listening in on the July 25th phone call at the center of the impeachment inquiry, where President Trump repeatedly pressed the Ukrainian president to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son. Meanwhile, Kupperman's former boss, National Security Advisor John Bolton, could be heading to Capitol Hill soon.
They're going to fight us having John Bolton in, for example. John Bolton is a very important witness. He has very relevant information, and we do want him to come in and testify.
This as EU Ambassador Gordon Sondland clarifies reports of his congressional testimony earlier this month. His attorney telling the Wall Street Journal Sondland did think the efforts by the administration to press Ukraine to open investigations in exchange for a White House meeting with Ukraine's president amounted to quid pro quo.
I'm not allowed to speak to the substance of the testimony, but I would not dispute what the attorney is saying.
Vice President Mike Pence refusing to say if he was aware of the stipulations Sondland and U.S. diplomat Bill Taylor outlined in their testimony.
What I know is that the transcript of the president's call with President Zelensky shows that there was no quid pro quo. He did nothing wrong.
But were you aware of that deal that they are giving details of and sworn under oath
all of my
existed?
interactions with President Zelensky. We focused entirely on President Zelensky's agenda.
Now, the Democrats are still pressing forward with the impeachment inquiry, with 6 people scheduled to testify this week. We do have some very sad news to report today about the passing of somebody very familiar to many longtime Local 4 viewers. Aggie Usedli, who for many years appeared daily right here on Local 4 to announce the results of the Michigan lottery, has died at the age of 79. Aggie passed away after a lengthy illness. We here at Local 4 certainly extending our condolences to her family and her friends. All right, still to come here on Local 4 News at noon. The long-running drama surrounding Britain's exit from the European Union is going to continue a little longer. We'll explain why after the break.